I'm so pleased that I have the opportunity to co-chair this hearing with my fellow subcommittee chairman, Senator Casey. I'd like to thank Ranking Member Johans for also being here, as well as the other senators. Senator Klobuchar, I appreciate you being here to engage these distinguished panelists in a dialogue about the crisis that is now facing the dairy industry. The cost of doing business continues to surpass the price farmers are receiving for their product. There are not many businesses where people do backbreaking labor 7 days a week and come out financially worse for their trouble. Since February, prices per hundredweight have remained well below the cost of production. In my home state of New York, farmers pay over $18 to produce a hundredweight of milk. After action this summer by Congress and the USDA, prices have only risen to $15.80, still a losing game for our farmers. The pricing system simply does not work for America's hardworking dairy farmers. As I met with farmers from across New York State, I saw the absolute anguish and despair on their faces as they showed me their balance books that simply did not add up. I heard stories of families quickly seeing generations of hard work simply vanishing into foreclosure. Dairy farmers compose the economic backbone of many of America's rural communities. Over 60,000 American families directly earn their livelihoods from the dairy industry. Dairy farms also have a multiplier effect, creating support jobs that strengthen local economies. In addition to hurting our agricultural communities, losing our local producing, family-owned dairies will pose an enormous threat to the safety of America's food supply. Instead of purchasing products made to satisfy American food safety standards, a race to the bottom will mean importing food from wherever costs are the lowest, such as China. As experience has shown us over the last few years, giving up our ability to produce our own food is something we cannot afford to do as a national security priority. I hope this hearing will give us an opportunity to have a very frank discussion about the proposals currently out there and help members of the committee develop solutions that will work for our dairy farmers, processors, and our American families. With the sustained low prices we've seen over the last few months, it's important that we provide farmers with the short-term assistance they need to make up for the money they are losing every day. In order to achieve this goal, I've introduced two pieces of legislation designed to improve the MILC's program ability to provide a true safety net during such a crisis. It's my hope to work with other members of Congress to ensure that this crucial aid becomes a reality so we do not lose any more farms. However, as we've been seeing, there is something fundamentally wrong with the way dairy farmers are paid for their work. We must develop new solutions to ensure that this does not happen again. My colleagues in Congress and agricultural advocacy groups across the nation have been working on a number of proposals to help remedy the many problems that are currently facing the dairy industry. Today's hearing will focus on these solutions in order to determine the opportunities they present and the shortcomings that they may face. I'm dedicated to developing comprehensive legislative fixes that will ultimately fix the problems the industry has once and for all. Today's hearing will serve as a starting point for those discussions as we begin working on the next Farm Bill.